Hello, welcome back to the Sober Mom Life podcast. If you're just joining me, I'm so glad you're here. You are here for our Friday episode, which is a little mini-sode, just a little bite-sized morsel to help you get through the weekend and to help you remember what you're doing here on your sober or sober curious journey. This is just a 10, 15-minute episode, and so I have been going through each chapter of my book, The Sober Shift, a modern-day guide to living an abundant sober life. And so for the last 5 weeks, this is the fifth week. Is that math correct? I think it is. Of going through each chapter. So we are on chapter 5. And I have loved this series. And, it dawned on me yesterday that we're like halfway through. And I'm not ready for it to be over. I still want to talk about each chapter of the book. And I love going over this stuff with you guys. And I love hearing from you and what you're taking from the book. If you haven't gotten your copy yet, please do it, especially, as dry January is winding down. And if you want this thing to keep going, you got to keep going. It's only when you keep going that you're going to feel the magic. Don't quit before the magic. You guys, don't do it. And I mean, don't quit quitting. Don't quit your sobriety before the magic happens. All right, chapter 5. Let's do it. We are on chapter 5, The Shift from Champagne with Yoga to True Wellness. And if you're just new here and you're like, who is this and what is she talking about? This is from my book, and each chapter is a shift because the book is called The Sober Shift. And so each chapter I shift from kind of the old way to think about alcohol, to think about sobriety, to the way that I like to think about my sobriety and what has gotten me to over 6 years of sobriety without it feeling like a punishment. My sobriety is 100% a privilege and freedom from alcohol and all of its bullshit. And so, in chapter 5, I really tackle wellness culture, toxic wellness culture, the healthcare industry. Oh, don't get me started. Don't even get me started on the healthcare industry. So, I wanted to call out this. My husband and I go on this fancy pants. It's kind of like summer camp for adults. We try to do it every year. We didn't do it last year, but you can bet we're going to do it this year. It's, this like fancy luxury getaway resort for all things wellness, right? I mean, they focus on wellness like no place I've ever seen. And there's alcohol everywhere. There is alcohol everywhere. And yes, follow the money. I am not naive to the fact that, it's part of a machine. Big alcohol is a very, very big, very successful and scary machine. And every place you see alcohol sold, especially in a place that it doesn't make sense, is a part of that machine. I understand that. It just really highlighted, holy shit, we have so much work to do. Okay, so when I talk about champagne with yoga, I mean, you know that this is a thing, right? We see alcohol everywhere. We see alcohol in wellness spaces. It is sold to us as kind of this self-care, a way that we can take care of ourselves, take our self-care to the next level. And women and moms are targeted now more than anything. Here's the thing that from the thousands of women that I've spoken to, we have a huge blind spot when it comes to alcohol in wellness spaces. And I've had many coaches, wellness people come on here, healthcare practitioners come on here and say, yeah, I didn't know what alcohol was doing to me. I didn't know that it was wreaking havoc on my body while I was eating vegan and, doing everything I could. You guys, I always say this. If you have been listening from the beginning, you know that look no further than natural deodorant to see how far we will go to protect alcohol. You guys, the natural deodorant, I mean, it's not working, first of all. And also, the, oh my gosh, aluminum near my armpits gasp, right? While also the same person is going like, that is way too far, aluminum near the armpits. Yet she will go and drink ethanol after her yoga or her massage or at the end of a night. And this is not a judgment on her, right? Because I was that person. I mean, I wasn't the natural deodorant person, but I was the person not knowing what alcohol did to not only my body, my physical body, my mental health, but my true wellness. And so if you have ever tried to, out wellness your drinking, you might see yourself in this episode and in this chapter. If you are someone who you work out, you eat well, you wear natural deodorant, you look at the ingredients that are in your skincare, you love Osea because I love Osea too. Hey, shout out. It's a partner. We are so health conscious when it comes to what we're putting into our body, onto our skin, around us, right? What we're letting our kids use. I mean, you guys, that's a whole other topic, and we will get there. We're very conscious about that. Alcohol, however, is a huge, huge blind spot because we have been taught, and we have talked about this in the other episodes, and I cover this in depth in the Sober Shift. We have been taught that alcohol is something that we need to moderate, and that's how it can be in our lives in a healthy way. Right? As long as we're not drinking in a way that raises alarms and that is this rock bottom drinking, as long as we are not actively addicted, it's okay. It's okay. We can, go for a run in the morning. We can do yoga in the morning, and then we can have our wine at night. Except you might be feeling its effects. And as you're listening to my podcast, and if you follow me on Instagram and, all of the things that I call bullshit on, that might be starting to feel like this dichotomy that doesn't sit well, right? It starts to feel like, and I don't know if I've ever used this phrase on here, but it starts to feel not, quote unquote, aligned, right? We're doing all of these things to make sure that we take care of ourselves during the day and then at night because we have been taught that wine helps us relax and that wine is self-care. We lean into that. And like I said before, and I will say this 1,000 times, this is not a judgment on you. This is not a judgment on the woman who is wearing natural deodorant, focused on health and wellness, very focused on doing what she can to take care of her body, but then drinking wine at night. It's because there's a huge marketing campaign in place. I mean, there's a marketing machine in place to make sure that you do that because they know that the more you drink it, the more you'll want to drink it, and then you'll need to drink it. So here's the thing about wellness and alcohol and why it doesn't go hand in hand. First of all, the idea of alcohol coexisting with wellness is not any crazier than the idea of meth coexisting with wellness, of cocaine coexisting with wellness, of any highly addictive psychoactive substance, okay? This is not, when we talk about, we just need to do it in moderation. I write in the book about that is like big alcohol is one of their biggest coups, right? Is placing alcohol in the gluten, dairy, sugar category of like that, yes, okay, maybe some people don't, but let's not be extreme, right? We can do this thing in moderation. It's not in that category. It has 0 nutrients. It is a psychoactive, highly, highly addictive toxin, okay? It provides your body nothing. And I mean, when you talk about wellness, right, this is where you really start to think, what does wellness mean to me? And I walk you through all of this in the book. I share so many stories of women who went to their healthcare practitioners and did not get the answer that they were maybe needing to hear or deep down wanting to hear. And instead it was kind of a green light, like, no, alcohol is fine. No, it's not. Alcohol is horrible for your nervous system. It is horrible if you have anxiety or depression. Alcohol is only going to make that worse, including when you're not drinking it. Okay, it spikes your cortisol. It messes with your sleep. It inflames your body. It's linked to 7 different kinds of cancers. And above all of this, it takes you away from really discovering what true wellness means to you. Alcohol has gotten a pass for so long in wellness spaces because it's been deemed like too extreme, to quit drinking. But I want you to think about if alcohol really were neutral, right? If it was kind of like a dairy, a gluten, would it feel like we need so much wellness to counteract it? And then you start to think as wellness as being more of a punishment, right? Than restorative or replenishment. It's kind of like you feel like shit after a night of drinking, and then so you're going to go pound the miles on a treadmill, right? And all of the while you're not thinking, oh, look at what I'm doing for my body. It's a punishment. It's saying, no, now I'm going to overcorrect and I'm going to punish myself. And that is getting you so far away from what really feels like true wellness. True wellness isn't performative. It's not punishing. I go through what true wellness means to me, and I walk you through how to find what true wellness means to you in the book. For me, it really is being able to come home to myself, to figure out how I feel, what I need, to wake up restored, and to wake up without dread, to wake up without anxiety and racing thoughts and a steady heartbeat. True wellness, I think, leads us home to ourselves, and there's never been a time in life, in the world, when we need it, when we need true wellness to begin with ourselves. So I want you, as you go about this weekend and as you're, trying to remember what you're doing on this sobriety journey, and maybe think about what wellness means to you, and ask yourself, not out of judgment, but just get curious, because you might not have ever asked yourself this. Is your version of self-care actually repairing you? Or are you using it to recover from something that you don't quite want to look at yet, right? Or that you want to escape? And what would wellness feel like if it didn't require so much fixing, if it didn't feel like a punishment? This isn't about optimization and being better. And, you don't need another workout plan, and you don't need to do more. You don't need more. You don't need any sort of like radical wellness overhaul. It's less. It's removing one thing that is then going to allow you to even begin to uncover what true wellness feels like to you. I hope that this helps as you go about your weekend. I want you to think about this. I love to hear from you guys. So you can, leave your comments in a review. 5 stars would be great. If you have any questions about the episodes, always leave it in a review, or in Spotify, there's a question kind of comment area that you can leave that too. I want to hear about how you're liking these episodes, if they're helping you throughout your weekends, if they're starting to shift your mind about how you think about not only alcohol but sobriety, because that's the goal, and that's what it takes is a shift. And I am here to hold your hand through it all. So is the Sober Shift, my book. Please go grab it anywhere you buy books. It's also on Audible. I read it, I narrated it, and it's you get to hear me, for 8.5 hours. So lucky you. Let me know. Come hang out with me on Instagram at Suzanne Where I'm also on Substack. I've been spending a lot of time on Substack. I like it over there. It feels a little bit more protected, and I really like this like, I don't know, it feels like a cozy community. So come and join me. I'll link that in the show notes. And I just don't ever want you to forget that what you're doing is badass. And in a society obsessed with alcohol, being able and being willing and open to examine your relationship with alcohol is the most fucking badass thing you can do. Okay? And you are changing generations, and I'm very, very proud of you. And don't forget, it's easier to keep going. Thank you. I'll see you on Monday.